Hello my friends, I am Shitsun and I am here with a new video. So today we are going to implement Google One Tap Login and Google Sign In button to the React app. It is so easy to implement it, and we are going to use the Google API, JavaScript API and a one React module for this. So let's get started. So first of all we need install the React and import the React app to the app.js. After that we are using the Google login module, so importing same. We are using JWT decode module, npm module, to decode the Google response, so we can show the username and email ID to the screen. Now here we are defining the states, so we can store the user information, is the user is signed in or not. If we want to set other login form or other login button, so this kind of variables are stored in state. Here in the use effect button, we are adding the Google API, so it will load for the first time when the user come to the app. So here we are going to initialize Google API using the google.id.initialize, and in initialize method we are passing the various parameters like client ID and everything. So let's understand what are the parameters we are passing here. So here we are passing the client ID. You need to replace with your client ID. If you are new how to create Google login and how to create project and how to get the client ID, you can check my previous video where I explain everything. So replace your client ID here. After that, if the user clicks outside the pop-up, it will not close, so we set it to the false button. And when the Google One Tap pop-up is showing and the user click on sign in button, then after the successful response we are passing the callback function. And here the notification is using to understand the user behavior, like user tap on the close button or user is signed in or not. Those kind of notifications are managed here, so we can manage the other login form. So it is all about how to implement Google login or Google One Tap login in React. So let's check and how it's look and how it works. Let's check it out. First of all, we need to understand what the Google give the response after successfully click on the button and user sign into the app. So in the callback function we are getting some code, so we can decode it via JWT decode module that we are importing. And after that we are getting like username, email ID, author image, so we are just take it out and pass it to the state, so we can display it on the state. And we are showing the username and email ID here, so let's check it out the demo. So we are clicking on sign in button. After logging in, it will call back the One Tap login button, and we are showing the Google name and email ID which are given. You can check the console. So what about the sign out button? So we need to call sign out button. In Google API doc there is no document provided for the sign out, so they just give me the uh, reference like just refresh the page and user will automatically log out. So we just do that in Google sign out procedure function. So we are just refresh the page, and so you will check that user will not sign in. So you are checking out user is not signed in. When you click on the cancel button, you show that the Google login is button is showing appearing here. So how it works? So for this we are already mentioned that we are using the notification which manage the user interface or user action details. So when user close this button, we get the user not display or user cancel message in the console. So let's check it out. And after getting such message, we set the different state and load the Google login button. So you can check the user cancel pop console log is there. So in the we implement the Google login module. So just that we use that syntax, and we are here applying the client ID, the on success callback function, same for the failure callback function, same for the if we manage the single origin cookie policy, then we need to pass it single origin here. There are two types of theme are there, dark and light. So you can choose it as per your website look. You can also give the CSS as per your convenience. So here we are giving to callback function for the on failure button, and here we are giving the text which will show in the Google sign in button. So this will work, and you can see that after the successful login, we are showing the username and email ID.